fortune. That man is guilty.
Oh, come on, that's circumstantial evidence. I mean, it's not enough to convict him.
Well, actually, the more damning evidence was a snapshot they found of Duncan dressed in scuba gear, dragging Tippy's body down the stairs wrapped in a carpet. No, you'd never hide anything behind my back. Please forgive me, Dorothy. Please, Dorothy. Please, please.
You really hurt my feelings. I don't know.
Dorothy, please, this thing is just tearing me up. I'm a mess. Your sign's drooping again, Dorothy. Now, what's the matter?
It's Ken. I don't know which end is up. He called me this morning. He wants me to travel with the circus. I'm afraid we're going to have to call it quits.
Oh, honey, I'd think twice before I cut that guy off. At your age, how many chances at the brass ring do you have left?
But I didn't have the time.
Yeah, well, that was my fault, Kevin, for interrupting the high school experience with a book.
Hey, you didn't know?
Kevin, what are you going to do when you're out in the world competing with young men who have applied themselves? Why are you so cranky today?
I'm not cranky. I'm gassy. I had one of those Weight Watchers broccoli au gratins for lunch. Boy, that stuff's murder. I'm surprised Lynn Redgrave has a friend in the world.
I feel like Hans the plate spinner. Yeah, funny thing about
Rose!
Oh my God, Dorothy, I need help.
Rose, you're headed for a meltdown. Now make a point. Any point.
The point of the story, actually two of the stories.
In lieu of a story, would you settle for a very wise observation?
Oh, yes, Ma.
Al's a good guy, and he makes you happy. And if you're doing it for that reason alone, it's worth it. It's my guess that you're also doing it because in your heart, you feel it's the right thing.
Thanks, Ma. That means a lot to me.
Good. Let's just get some sleep.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Mo. Good night, Lowry.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, I usually sleep on the right side, and I want to be on the right side. What the hell is everyone so particular? Boom, boom, dead. Just like that, in a sleep. 98 years old, no apparent cause.
I don't like hospitals either. They're full of germs. I always hold my breath in the elevators because there are sick people in the elevators and it's such a small space. And once I had to go to the 8th floor in a hospital and... sorry for.
Dennis.
Hello, Mother Dorothy.
You'd show you.
She gave it a whirly enough to help.
Oh, Rose, I'm sorry. You got a minute?
Sure, Dorothy.
It's about Eddie. You know, I've been seeing him for a week now. I'm having a relationship with him like I have never had with a man before in my life. It is purely...
Excuse me.
Yes?
I couldn't help noticing. How do you make your eyes twirl around like that?
It's not hard. I just try to think of two things at once.
Well, it's very attractive. Have you always been able to do it?
No.
By the way, did you girls know that the size of a man's ears is directly proportionate to the size of his other bodily organs?
Because you suspected I wasn't your daughter?
No, because I was in labor for 38 hours. And the doctor who delivered you bought his obstetric tools from a restaurant supply store. Now stop talking crazy and go to bed. Good night.
Something blue?
Here.
Oh, this is blue.
Oh, thank you. These earrings are old. They were my grandmother's.
Thank you.
Here, I borrowed these knee-high surgical stockings on the bus.
Ma! Here, Lorraine.
That's everything but the new. Gonna have a baby.
And if it's a boy, she can name it after its father, Rick, Joe, Bob, Don, Dave.
I don't get it. We've done everything to get them in the mood. Music, soft lighting. What else can...
Then this morning I woke up and I was in the shower shampooing my hair and I heard humming. Well, I thought there was someone in there with me. No, it was me. I was humming. And humming means I'm feeling good. And then I realized I was feeling good because of you. You made the difference.
I don't get to see very much.
So, if it's relatives you want, you should stay right here in Miami. Howard Johnson's does less business than this house has over the years.
That is true. We've all had our share of family showing up.
I think things are going very nicely.
Save it, Ma. I am going to tell Uncle Angelo the truth.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't believe in plastic surgery. I think it's unnatural.
This from a woman who bragged she slept with a pig until she was 11.
I think if it makes you feel better, to look better, there's nothing wrong with it.
Then I guess it's just that looking good isn't that important to me.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about, Rose? You wear makeup. Business partners.
And dinner?
Absolutely not. Stanley, you claim that you have changed. Well, so have I. Stan, I have finally come to realize that no matter how hard you try, you cannot fix something that no longer works. I've learned to let go, Stanley.
Thing takes an interest in you.
Hell yes. But there's another reason. Blanche, when you spend 6 months watching the person you love more than anybody else in the world slowly die, you wonder if you'll ever love again. After that, believe me.
Ma, are you happy here?
Sure. I live in a palace. I got a maid. It's a dream come true.
Look, Ma, I want you to come home. I miss you. We all miss you. Ma, we're your family and you belong with us.
This Sven for one day and he falls for the first little floozy that turns his head.
Blanche, did something happen between you and Sven that we don't know about?
You didn't tell them about kissing me?
Kissing him?
Or stroking my hair?
Stroking his hair?
Or feeding me?
Rose, honey, can I borrow your golf gloves? I already packed mine.
Only if you promise not to move out.
I cannot promise that.
Then putt with bare hands.
Hit it, my magnificent little songbirds.
I don't wanna take it anymore. I'll just stay your life behind the door. Just no time to stop and get away.
I don't have to deal with 400 people in Simpsons t-shirts trying to knock 25 cents off your I lost my ass in Vegas cup.
Is my cup out there? I don't want to sell my cup.
Come on, Blanche, there's nothing wrong with Rose having a yard sale. Right, Ma?
Here, Blanche, taste this.
Ma!
Look, Rose, the guy in the turban waving from the front seat of the Rolls Royce.
Sophia, those things are just silly.
The unexamined life is a life not worth living.
That's very deep.
And if you're into this stuff, very reasonable. It's $17.95 for that slogan, printed on a turban-shaped nightlight.
That's because you're hooked on these, Rose. But, honey, there's a place for people with this kind of problem.
Please, what is she going to do in the NBA?
Rose, let us call a rehabilitation center for you.
No, I don't.
Blanche, where are you going?
I have a date.
I thought the doctor said you were to take it easy.
He did, but I'm just going stir crazy. I have to get out of this house.
Blanche, I think you should stick to the doctor's orders.
I think Dorothy's right.
Nonsense. Who knows my body better than I do?
Any man in Miami not attached to a woman or a respirator.
Don't even think it, Ma.
If you knew before, why didn't you tell me?
Ma, you have a big mouth.
Me? If I had a big mouth, do you think your one-night stand with the bug man would still be a secret?
Dorothy's born of love. For some strange reason, I find that provocative. You really ought to date more, Rose. That must be him. All right, honey, why don't you heat up the roll and cool yourself down?
Good evening.
Learn. Picture this. Brooklyn, July, 1949.
Ma, can't you put a sentence together? You sound like a sportscaster.
Ah, shut up. Anyway, it was the night of your first anniversary. You showed up at my house at 2 o'clock in the morning, crying and carrying on. You looked like hell.
Hi, Rose, what you got there?
Just a little snack. Oh, darn, I forgot some.
Not bad. What is it?
I'm not sure. Depends.
No, it's a bad look.
I can't, Mama, I can't.
Listen, Rebecca Devereaux, I think you must be about the bravest woman alive.
You do?
Oh, honey, I couldn't do what you're doing. You've got courage I never had. Why, you just decided how you wanted to have your baby, and you're doing it.
You dyed your hair?
Rose, my hair is gray. It's been gray since we met.
Boy, that is gradual. Oh, darling, I'm just glad you're okay. I have had the worst day and a half, and it's all because of that dumb detective.
My Dorothy didn't date teachers in high school. She dated losers like Stan, who knocked her up and ruined her life forever.
It would be like a day without orange juice, wouldn't it?
Girls, guess what? They gave me another job at the television station. The old...
What happened?
You know when you told her to drop dead?
Yeah.
I think she did. Ground. They used real lightning.
Oh, come on, Ma, you're making this up.
Like hell I did. Goodson Tatman brought it to the United States, changed a few of the rules, and called it Tattletales. Now count your blessings and go to sleep. Good night.
Really? What's it called?
It doesn't have a title, you twit.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Well, good night.
Oh, you going to bed already?
But what's so terrible about going right to bed?
Hey, Blanche, that's a great title for your book.
Ridiculous. The curse works, believe me. I've used it before.
When?
Baltimore Colts, New York Jets, 1969. Draw your own conclusions.
Your parents told you that. I don't care if they are from the South.
Well, they didn't tell me in words, they told me in actions. Like on our birthdays. Now, when we were little, every year my sisters had huge parties with clowns and magicians and tons of presents.
No, and you didn't.
Well, not exactly. I mean, I did have parties and
Oh, I don't know. A lot of things.
Like?
Like you.
Hardly.
Like me.
Definitely.
Like us. These past 3 weeks have been amazing.
They have been pretty amazing.
It's amazing that I just met...
the woman in those sketches is a dog.
Blanche.
She's a clown. Blanche, she's just a hideous, wrinkled old bag.
Blanche, the woman in those sketches is me.
I know she sounds like it, honey, but she's not.
Fall back, but your chest does too. Unfortunately, it falls back and off to the side.
Well, it's too late to do anything until morning. We might as well get some sleep.
I can't sleep. I'm wound up tighter than the girdle on the back. Oh, not yet. He's only half done.
Excuse me, but
I couldn't help but notice you from across the room. My friends and I would like to buy you ladies a drink.
Oh, well, no, thank you very much, but we really don't have much time.
Oh, this is Carl, and this is John.
We're all from Kenosha.
I knew Uncle the next...
Sherry Lewis and lamb chop.
I don't know if I could get my hand that far up your dress. But I'll tell you, for $10,000, I'd be willing to give it a try.
Make that 2 hours.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Ma.
Actually, we never got to the party at all.
Sleep with you last night?
Dorothy, there are a lot of things I want to try before I die. But that's not one of them.
And she must have stayed in Rose's room.
My God, Dorothy, you don't suppose Jean would ever,
Listen,
Hey, if I want to leave, I'll leave. I'm free, single, and 80.
I'm not going to take no for an answer. You're staying.
I should have known you couldn't make it without me.
You're right, I can't. And neither can Blanche and neither can Rose.
Of course not, Rose. The woman can hardly find her way to... Every place is too small, not enough light, no room for a goat. She'll be here forever. It's just like I told you. Whatever I have, she wants.
Oh, hi, Aunt Angela. How was the apartment?
Oh, she liked it very much.
Well, what's not to like? Some lovely people live there. It's close to the beach, and it's within my price range.
Now, when I took the stand, a hush fell over that courtroom. I told the judge exactly what I'd seen. And after my testimony, that horse thief's fate was sealed. Justice won the day.
Blanche, what the hell does that have to do with what's going on now?
Well, like any good story, mine was deliberately ambiguous. Why? Well, because I realized too late that I'd put myself ahead of my children. And now I've never had the chance to make up all the time I didn't spend with them. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. Maybe it's because deep down I wish you were really mine, so I could try. Please.
Oh, no, the whole experience was too painful.
Please.
We just want to put it out of our minds.
Please.
Hit it, Rose. I have to say what I feel. Miami has so much appeal. Rose, what are you doing up?
I can't sleep. I keep having nightmares about the banquet.
Oh, what kind of nightmares?
I'm the first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
Went bad. The refrigerator broke down. We've all had car trouble. You haven't slept a wink. And now Blanche's boyfriend's dubbed her for a porker.
Marguerite said we were making a big mistake when we filed her, and she was right.
Look, I am not to tell you sooner, but, well, I was afraid that you might not believe me.
And why should we, Miss Junior Prom 1946?
Why, you promised.
Dating the quarterback, she says. Buys her own corsage. Spends the evening hiding in the basement, slow dancing with a rake.
Eva. Yes, for I am an American. And I'm leaving. I don't need your lousy club to make me feel special. Oh, please. No! Oh, you lost the
Blanche.
Oh, hi. How was school today?
Oh, pretty good. Almost half the class came back after the fire drill.
Price tag pinned to right sleeve.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm taking the tags off this dress and saving them so I can put them back on again tomorrow. That way, when I take it back, they won't know I've worn it.
Why is it so hard to believe that I am being chased by two men? Shut up, Blanche. Last week, I didn't have anything to do one night. Shut up, Ma. So I went to the dinner theater and I saw Lyle and Sonny in a production of Equus.
To have some rough times doesn't mean you throw in the towel. You go on living and eating. I'll get the cheesecake. I'll get the whipped cream.
I'll get...
Did I mention there was wine and music?
Hello.
Ooh, that smells great. She probably defrosted something I already cooked.
Yeah, I did. But I had to throw it out. It smelled like it had gone bad. It's probably no good to begin with. After all, you cooked it.
That does it!
Ma got something caught in her throat.
Land. I'm a landowner. I've made it. And it only took 80 years. Finally, property. I'll be platting soon.
Oh, Blanche, this was so generous of you. I'm so touched.
Well, you know, I just got to thinking, yeah, this house was the home of my family, but... You kept a diary about raising 2 pigs.
You know another way to get a 4-H pig diary badge?
No, even surgical stockings only have so much elastic.
Hello.
Judge for yourself. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Well, maybe just a little around the eyes.
He was a gambler to his dying day. In fact, his last words were, $10 says I don't need this oxygen tank.
Why, Donald, I see by my...
We shared a room in the hospital. You had the heart scare. I was the gallbladder.
They gave you my sponge bath by mistake?
You ate my Jell-O. It was a horrible little room. We couldn't wait to get out of it.
Because we wanted to live.
Yes, I remember.
Remember better. Remember life.
I don't have much of one. Tomorrow I'll stand in front of the entire town and be crowned St. Olaf Woman of the Year.
Are you Rose Nyland?
Yes.
Oh, it's an honor to drive the woman that beat out Emma Immerhofer for St. Olaf Woman of the Year.
I beat Emma?
Yeah, we thought she'd be a shoo-in, running the...
Oh, it was disgusting. What do you girls want to do now?
Let's draw cards for the rest of the Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, no, it's those nasty boys.
Ladies, I hate to disturb you, but my friends and I would like to buy you a drink.
Why, thank you.
Blanche!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Point, Dorothy. The point is, for the second time in 2 days, I have been thrown over for a younger woman. I can't compete anymore.
Oh, honey, of course you can.
Well, you just have to compete in a different way, like with intelligence and charm.
I don't know those ways, Rose, and I'm too old to learn.
Confident.
Well, she slept with 2 of the commissioners.
That works in Sicily and New York.
I've got great news. I've just come from Mrs. Claxton's, and she said she wants to save the tree. You're kidding!
How did you manage that?
With persistence. I've gone to her house.
To use Blanche for your own depraved pleasures, and then betray her by casting her aside like yesterday's garbage, are you?
Certainly not.
You sure? Because it would really help me out.
Oh, so...
Beautiful. I'll call you in the morning and make the arrangements. So long, Sophia. You're beautiful, too.
Why did I ever marry that man?
Because he knocked you up.
What is it this time, Stanley? Whoopee cushions for the hearing impaired?
It's not a novelty, it's a Zborny.
What's a Zborny?
I put up with it for 38 years, Rose. You don't want to know.
It's not that, Dorothy. I just used the same name.
Awful. Awful. Nothing, huh? Well, I laughed when I thought you said it.
Hi, Ma. How are you?
Started with a B.
That first time, did you have...
Are you serious? Why, many times that first time.
With the possible exception of Mrs. Stouffer. Enjoy your shop.
Dorothy, why don't I just show Angela where she'll be staying?
Good idea. You get yourself settled and then we can catch up on family.
Okay. You know, Dorothy, Blanche here could be the identical twin of your cousin Apollonia. Apollonia was a stunningly beautiful woman.
Oh, a little of that goes a very long way.
I'm having second thoughts about spending another evening with Barbara Thorndike.
Oh, I don't think it'll hurt to give her another chance.
I won't know a moment's peace. I'll scar my fingerprints with battery acid, and I'll run from town to town taking jobs that people have who've got bad grades in school. And then one day they'll find me, holed up in a little shack in the Louisiana bayou, and a sheriff named Bull will call my name out over a megaphone.
Well, if you didn't hit on him.
I thought everybody'd like some Flugelkaka.
Mrs. Nyland, would you mind answering a few questions?
As long as it's not math.
Here, honey, why don't you sit right down here?
It's very nice. Oh, 5 years and she doesn't know your name is Eddie?
Well, I guess I have to feed you. Let's go look for a place to eat, Roberta.
No, her name's Dorothy, your ex-wife. I'm kidding. Oh, I love you. You're my family. Listen, we're sticking together no matter what happens.
I don't know. It might be hard to find a place as perfect as this was for the four of us.
Oh, hell, if we did it once, we can do it again. All we need's a little luck. It was luck that brought us together the first time. Okay.
Not so lucky. The man in your bed is dead. What? Dead.
Oh, Sophia. He's not dead. I was just in there.
So was I. I went to put back your laundry. And I see there's a man on the bed, so I introduced myself. But he doesn't answer. Say, check off Wheel of Fortune.
Well, that's because he has his own late-night talk show now.
Oh, yeah, right. The man spins a big wooden wheel for 8 years. Suddenly, he's discussing détente with Henry Kissinger. What else happened lately? Mike Tyson hosting Masterpiece Theater?
Now, use a little.
Well, I'd be happy to.
Well, that is great. We'll start tomorrow.
Oh, no, I'm doing a TV show tomorrow morning.
TV show? Well, I'm impressed.
Well, no, it's just a little old local show, but they're anxious to get my views on women's issues.
My goodness, with a view like that, why, I bet you look out the window a lot.
Blanche, you a little nervous?
Nervous? Me? Wheelchair. I mean, no, not at all.
Come on, Blanche. Most people in wheelchairs were...
That you wanted to see me about.
Not now, Dorothy. Finish your thought, Blanche.
Into the kitchen, Stanley.
Well, I'll just send one of them home. Only which one? You know, Sophia, I used to have this recurring dream about twins. They always killed each other over me. Maybe I'll drive. How do I look?
Oh, is today your audit?
Yes. He should be here in a minute.
Blanche, how are you going to explain that outfit?
The zipper's in the back.
Only she's much older. I think. What do you think, Dorothy?
Whoa!
I'm just getting so excited about Big Daddy's wedding. Hello there. I'm Blanche Devereaux.
Yes, Blanche, this is, I'd like you to meet, say hello to Big...
And a crackling fire. My God, Dorothy, it must be 120 in here.
Morning, Rose.
Dorothy, sometimes you can be so cruel. Honey, what's the matter?
Everything.
Was arrested. The feds try to pin everything on me.
You mean, did they... Have you been to prison?
Oh, no. I couldn't let that happen. Can you imagine what my life would have been like if the other inmates found out how much I love to dance? No,
They won't bend for laxatives.
Isn't that fascinating, Bill? So, Bill, what's on sale?
Breast pumps,
What else?
Afro Sheen,
Moving on.
Preparation H,
Hot damn.
Rose, this stinks.
What is the truth? Honey, sometimes you have to stretch the truth.
Well, of course you do. Now, let's see. Graduated top of your class. Intensive postgraduate study. 32 years with the same employer.
I detect a little sibling rivalry.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I've just always had the feeling that my parents liked Gloria better than they liked me.
Oh, I know for a fact my parents liked my sisters better than they did me.
Oh, Blanche, that's silly. How could you know a thing like that?
They told me.
Oh, Blanche, I can't believe it.
Believe who's going to be there? Dom DeLuise.
Wow!
Lonnie Anderson. Wow! Charles Nelson Riley. Charles Nelson Riley.
Wow, who else?
John Forsythe.
Mr. John Forsythe. And she still hasn't worn your sweatshirt.
Thank you. I called the diocese like you told me, Dorothy. The Pope will be here any minute to pick up the ring.
The Pope's coming here?
They lock us in our rooms and force us to look like we're having fun. Then they take pictures for their brochure.
Ma, you know that's not true. You'll have to excuse my mother. She recently had a stroke, and her perception is a little, distorted.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Do you think I would lie to get into the convent?
It does look a little like John Forsythe, doesn't it?
Look, sister, I'm sorry you made this trip for nothing, but this has gone far enough. Ma, I cannot believe that you actually want to go through with this.
Who cares what you believe? Look, I had a beautiful experience.
Oh. Oh, a foot doctor. Oh, why don't we all sit down? Not there, not there.
Oh, well, a podiatrist. Well, that's a very fascinating profession. Tell me, Dennis, approximately how many feet do you see in a week?
May I have your attention, please? We have now come to the moment you've all been waiting for, but before we hand out the award, I just want to thank all those people who made this evening possible, especially my daughter, Dorothy. Dorothy, stand up.
Okay, meet me in my office. Yes, right now. I gotta go. I got a sick person. I'll see you later. I love you.
I love you, too.
Yes.
Men only value that in you.
Well, they used to. Now my only hope is to become an intellectual and find a retired Jew.
Blanche, you have to change your thinking. You have...
Besides, I believe there's no return clause on fighters. Unless you're Robin Givens.
Ma, this isn't making any sense.
It's all legit. I checked it out.
Well, look, if you don't mind, we're going to make a few phone calls of our own in the morning to try to find out what this is all about. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous.
Phone fine. Sleeping arrangements? What in hell am I going to do about the sleeping arrangements?
Well, honey, why can't you sleep on the couch and give Clayton and Doug your room?
Are you crazy? What will the neighbors think if they see two men in my bedroom? They'll think it's Tuesday.
Gloria and Philip were both afraid that Candy would persuade the old man to change his will. And they both hoped that pinning the crime on the other would make them the sole inheritor.
Well, there you have it.
Go back.
No, it isn't. It's me.
You're pulling my leg. He picked you over me.
Listen, I hate...
To have some rough times doesn't mean you throw in the towel. You go on living and eating. I'll get the cheesecake. I'll get the whipped cream.
I'll get...
Would you not in any pain?
No, slight discomfort.
You want discomfort? Try sitting in this chair for 8 hours.
How was the dance recital?
Oh, we were great. They loved us. We've been invited to dance next month at the Sunset Charity Ball.
And there's even...
Charlie was the only man she ever slept with.
And you admitted Stan was the only man you ever slept with?
And I admitted my shoe size was really 5.5.
I wish we had more time together. Wait a minute, what are we doing? The flight has been perfectly smooth. There hasn't been...
Say yes. I need a friendly shoulder to cry on.
All right, give me a minute. Girls, I need a shoulder to cry on.
Dorothy, what did that creep do to you?
It's not for me, it's for Stan. He lost the business. He has to take his mind off his troubles.
What do you want us to do?
One of you, go out with him. Oh, I feel terrible for what he's going through, but I'm not about to cancel my date.
So you want me to cancel mine? You don't have a date. Nobody knows that. Well, I'd do it, Dorothy, but I'm really no good at listening to people's problems.
Rose, you're a...
Let's explore in the garden area, Isaac. I know how you love to dance.
I do? Well, then let's have at it.
See what I mean?
Yeah, listen, Rose, before you go
We'll
out...
be back in just a little while.
You can't get rid of me, Sophia. I won't give up until I make you mine.
Here, hold this.
I can't take it back. It's against store policy.
Are you willing to sign an affidavit to that effect?
What?
An affidavit. It's standard in any NOPRL investigation.
No proof.
The NOPRL, Network of Older People Retired But Living. Sophia Petrillo, past president and legal counsel. Their stores and big... Gotcha, Dorothy. It was just a shopping list. You have absolutely no sense of humor. Just like your Uncle Vito. At least I think he was your Uncle Vito. Kidding, just kidding.
Reynolds Dinner Theater.
Blanche, might I see you a moment?
Pardonnez-moi. Oh.
Listen, you keep your bloomers on, Scarlett. He's taking me out tomorrow night.
But he wants me. I can feel it.
Let somebody else feel it. I see...
Oh, my birthday! I completely forgot. Well, I better make a...
I'm glad one of us finally brought that up. Dorothy, I don't blame you for having your doubts.
I have more than doubts. I look at the two of you, I see so many differences. He is 23, you are 44. He's white, you're black. He is 23, you are 44.
You killed Mrs. Claxton 2 days ago.
I'm mean, she died 2 days ago. Well, Rose knows she didn't do anything. She's just upset. Rose, go to her funeral, have a good cry. You'll feel a lot better.
There isn't going to be a funeral. Mrs. Claxton didn't have any friends or relatives.
The door opened. Yes, Mrs. Cleaver.
Girls? Gee, what's my diary doing here? Next to a pair of pliers. Thanks, Bridget packed a delicious meal and drove me to the country for breakfast. Oh, we took a walk and we picked wildflowers and we rolled up our pant legs and waded in the creek. And then guess what?
Julie Andrews showed up. You all fed deer from your hand and sang If I Had a Hammer.
Rose, sounds...
I'm sorry, am I interrupting?
Not at all. Rose and I were just about to go and see if we can fit into our bathing suits yet.
Glenn says we might have better luck if we sprayed our fannies with Pam.
I'd forgotten how...
Honey, how'd it go? Not so good. I looked all day and came up with nothing. I'm beat.
Oh, honey, come on, sit down, relax. Can I get you a sardine sandwich?
Maybe later. I know it'd be rough looking for a job, but not this rough.
You did. You killed Mrs. Claxton 2 days ago. I mean, she died 2 days ago. Well, Rose knows she didn't do anything. She's just upset. Rose, go to her funeral, have a good cry. You'll feel a lot better.
There isn't going to be a funeral. Mrs. Claxton didn't have any friends or relatives.
And again.
STEM conference, July 1945. Present were Truman, Stalin, Trebek.
And now, from...
Die for Clams Casino. What's your point?
I don't know.
I'm asking about Edna.
Edna?
Your wife. Oh, hey. I'm sorry. I guess I just can't take a hint. I'm quite fond of you.
I'm fond of you, too.
I always assumed that he and Mama had a wonderful sex life. I walked in on him once when I was a little girl. There was all this huffing and puffing and high-pitched sounds, and then suddenly Big Daddy shouted, "Glory!" And they both lit up cigarettes. I bowed then and there.
I don't feel any tingling. When's it going to hit me?
What are you doing? I was making a souffle and it got away from me.
From a funeral?
No, Rose. We were singing backup for Johnny Cash. Of course we were at a funeral.
Who died? My best friend, Edith Flannery. I thought Mildred Feinberg was your best friend. She was, but we've grown apart. I think her death had something to do with it.
But I'm telling you, Dorothy, this is going to ruin your life.
Well, Dorothy, I'm worried about you.
Please, don't you start. I had a problem 15 years ago. That's a long time. I've learned a little something since then. A lot has happened, and I've lived with the temptations. Narrows? What is a foot candle? What is the Theodosian code? What is the speed of light? What is the point of any of this, Alex? I am humiliating these two.
Rose, Charlie, I'm afraid Dorothy is absolutely right about that, too. So why don't we go on...
Fine, rich, young black man off the top of my head.
Wait just a minute till I get a pencil.
Mama, I love Michael. I don't care about his color.
Honey, it's just a phase. Ever since Diana Ross started marrying white men. Everybody set?
Oh, excuse me, but where is Mr. Trebek?
Lady, I've worked here 11 years and I haven't met him. Okay, if there's nothing else, let's begin.
Really is the moderator and the function, if
Shut
not
up.
to...
Sorry. Continuing with English history, fifth wife of Henry VIII.
Who was Catherine Howard?
Correct.
I knew that. I knew the first one, I admit, was a bit of a fluke, but that one I knew.
Okay. Switching
So, are you two an item or what?
No. No, we decided it was best if we didn't see each other.
Are you sure, Dorothy? In your heart of hearts, are you positive you made the right decision?
Yes, Ma.
Fine, then I want you to meet someone. Dr. Tansy? This is my daughter. For one thing, I always wanted to be a ballerina.
Please, with those legs?
Come on out, Salvador. I got more bread waiting for you.
Ma, I got news for you. I don't think it would have been any easier for you to break into ballet at 48.
That's not the point. I'd still have 2 more years to dream. Up my entire bottle of porcelana. Look at all these liver spots. I got more brown skin than the Temptations.
Ma, I'll get you another bottle. I wish you would at least try to get along with her.
I have tried to get along. Did I complain when I had to share my bed with her?
Yes.
Did I complain when she used my polygrip to fix the heel on her shoe?
And I hope I'm good at it. I don't have that much experience with women.
A big, strong, handsome thing like you, get out of here.
Well, it was nice meeting all of you.
That was an expression, Sven!
You know, I never thought I'd say it.
No, thank you.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Joe, I need a price check on some condoms. These 3 ladies here want a couple of boxes of the King George prophylactics.
And nectarine. That's so sad. Not sad. Life. Sad is when you have to mash the nectarine with a fork.
It's a shame. Sophia has nothing constructive to do anymore. She needs something to make her feel...
Ma, what's the point?
With a story, you get a point. With an anecdote, pure entertainment.
Look, we are very upset about Rose. We don't want to be entertained.
As beautiful as you were. Oh, we did it, Mama, we did it. Oh, honey, thank you for letting me be here with you. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, first time I ever held you in my arms, I knew I was holding somebody I was going to love for the rest of my life. Oh, hello, little baby. We've been waiting for you.
But I didn't have the time.
Yeah, well, that was my fault, Kevin, for interrupting the high school experience with a book.
Hey, you didn't know?
Kevin, what are you going to do when you're out in the world competing with young men who have applied themselves? Where's the minute I see him?
Well, he's right here. We can... Where'd he go?
Mr. Terrific's out on the ledge. Looks like he's about to jump.
Hey, where's everybody going? We've got a show to do. You're on.
I'm on in 5, 4, 3.
There was Ma sitting in the front row, sucking a lemon.
Well, you were just nervous because your mother was in the front row.
She was a judge.
Well, come along, Melissa. We have a lot of work to do if we're going to win.
But we can still go to the circus this week, right?
That's a better example of a secret.
Oh, then you have been talking about me. I'm your best friend.
She's been talking about me, Blanche.
No, I haven't been talking about either one of you.
What?
I've been talking about both of you. I mean, how could I choose between you two? You're both my best friends.
that was just a coincidence, Dorothy.
Hey, Al, I've been looking all over for you.
Really? I don't think I've moved from this spot.
She hung up.
Sure, she's not so tough without her lobster.
She must really be nuts about that ex-husband.
You have to be crazy to want a relationship that badly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She must have really jumped on this guy's bandwagon.
You almost got it, Rose. Hello? Jimmy, it's me, Dorothy. I'm fine, thanks. What's new with you? Oh, of course, nothing. I'll get my feet wet. Oh, Ken, there won't be like a dozen tiny dogs hopping on hind legs wearing funny hats.
Oh, I wish.
Easy, not healed, not healed, not healed.
Sophia, where have you been?
What are you doing on this elevator? I'm into easy listening. How the hell should I know?
What difference does it make? We found you.
Oh, what a day this has been. I found my father. You found your mother.
You still haven't answered the question of how somebody else got into the room.
What if there was a knock at the door? Nesbitt might have assumed that it was the waiter with the champagne.
That is speculation.
One more point. The hotel security chief cordoned off the room. So the only people who saw the room... Nice. Miami is nice. Miami is... Wait a minute. You put in an extra Miami is nice.
I had to. It hurts the music if you don't put it in.
Yeah, but the lyrics don't make any sense. I mean, it goes, Miami is nice, so I'll say it twice.
Dorothy, I've just discovered a great new way to meet more men.
More men? You're gonna need a turnstile in your bedroom.
I enrolled in a CPR class. For 6 consecutive hours, I was on my back while dozens of eligible men pressed their lips to mine and breathed air into my limp little body. Maybe I made a mistake, but I don't think I did anything so terrible.
Well, I do. There is a sweet, innocent man in there whose heart is going to get broken because you decided to use him in one of your little petty games.
Rose, that's only one side of it. Look at the other side. He did get to kiss me.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going through. I can read it in your face.
You can?
Oh, sure. Your husband or your boyfriend dumped you. Oh, honey, don't let it get you down. It's just... Mama! Rebecca! Oh, honey! Oh, let me get a look at you.
This could take several hours.
Oh, darling, I have missed you so much. Oh, I missed you too, Mama.
Come on, maybe we should leave them alone.
You think I'm crazy?
No, I don't. But I do think you need help. I mean, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you're afraid all the time.
You got nothing to fear but fear itself. And, of course, the boogeyman.
What's wrong?
I will tell you what's wrong. I took Rose here on my shoot today, and they want to use her hands. Imagine, they want to use my face but her hands. Can you believe it?
Blanche, we have company.
This means you're a real cop?
Yes, ma'am.
Then they
Raise my daughter. You have no idea what I'm going through.
I gotta get out of here.
Don't worry about the dog. He's just playing.
Yeah, right. What did you do with Ida?
Fred, what Ma was trying to say is that you can't. The scuba gear, the carpet, the dicky.
It turns out it was one of their trusted servants who was trying to frame poor Duncan.
Oh, don't tell me. The butler did it?
No, he just thought of it. He made the maid do it. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, honey, I think your mother was looking for you.
Margaret Weinstein did the same thing when they changed her medication.
Do you think she could take Dorothy's place in the recital?
Oh, come on, honey, I'll be fine by next week.
Maybe you should have it checked by a doctor.
Oh, come on. It's a very simple thing that comes and goes. I've had it for years. I mean, it's
Likes and dislikes.
With these are only dislikes.
Yeah, that's my Norman. And fortunately for today, he's your Norman. Bye-bye.
Norman, I'd like you to meet my friends. This is Dorothy.
Hello, Norman.
It's the Bride of Frankenstein.
What do you mean?
He had a big floppy pancreas. Look, could we get back to lining the shelves?
I don't feel like it anymore.
History professor seeking non-smoking Oriental woman who was into Wesson oil and bears a resemblance to Florence Henderson.
Is that signed Doug?
Yes.
I know him. He's a sick man.
I'm terribly sorry for this mix-up. Goodbye. After what happened, I realized it isn't.
And you don't want to become involved with someone who could get hurt every time he goes out to work.
I'm sorry, Al.
That's not the first time I've heard it. I understand.
Thanks. You take good care of yourself, yeah?
Oh, Ma! You fell for it. This stuff kills me.
Excuse me, ma'am, you'll have to come with me. You just smashed a priceless Lichtenstein.
Oh, no, I must have mixed the two up.
Mom, when are you going to learn that you have to stop with these ridiculous practices? Who is kissing you? What'll I do?
Very good.
What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to?
I just want to keep the record straight. Besides, Blanche has had experience in that area. Maybe she can give you some advice.
Oh, I certainly can. In the first place, never check in as Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Always check in as Mr. and Mrs. Don Shula.
What?
That way you always got to...
He died visiting. That's what you tell her.
Visiting. Right. Visiting. That's good. I just can't believe he's dead. I don't think she's home. It rang once.
Mother, Mrs. Sophia Petrillo. Ma, this is my boss, Mr. Allen.
Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Petrillo. What brings you to our humble home?
Is he gay?
Come on, honey, I'll walk you to the car.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petrillo.
I was talking about this.
Uh-oh.
What?
The assistant DA Peterson. He's a killer. It's amazing what he does to the witnesses. You think he's getting nowhere, and then suddenly he gives the witness a really dumb compliment, and for some reason it works. They let down their guard and he nails them.
Well, you must have some... There is something wrong with the line. That's why I can't say it.
There's something wrong with the
Yes,
line?
you see, I'm an English teacher. I should know. The reason I can't say it is because the line itself is not grammatical. See, it should be really good pizza, not real good. Perfect.
I see. All right. Bye-bye.
I don't understand. It's the second time Norman is canceled.
Maybe he's not interested.
Not interested? Don't be silly. I am the most attractive and available woman in all of Miami. Now that Miss Donna Rice has moved to Hollywood.
knew you'd be special.
And I didn't disappoint you.
A little.
Oh, I guess every mother feels their children are going to be something special when they first see them.
And then we disappoint them by not becoming Olympic stars.
Oh,
I just can't
believe it, Rose.
I can't. You know how it is when you can't believe something?
Yes, I can't believe Alan Thicke has a hit series, but that doesn't mean it isn't so.
I blame you for this, Blanche.
What did I do?
If you hadn't sent them on that date, Michael never would have seduced my daughter.
What are you talking about? He didn't seduce her.
Oh, you were...
Exception, Harry. I didn't mean you. So do you think I'm crazy, too?
Dorothy, I think you're very sane. Just because a doctor hasn't found something doesn't mean there isn't something there.
Are you serious? Well, how come you know that and they don't?
First of all, dear, I know you. You're a stable person, and if you say you're sick, you...
Cutting out. You're in for the long haul. Keep your seatbelt on. There are lots of twists and turns. Stop that, or they're gonna come in here and sing again.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I think they should both be committed. Want?
For the moment, only for you to feast your eyes on the great Alfonso. The great Alfonso. Seymour.
Hello, I'm the great... I am the great...
Alfonso.
What?
Oh, the dead angel of mercy.
Well, I didn't know he was going to pick that precise hour to die. How could I know that?
Well, he was in a coma.
Oh, he'd been in a coma for days. The fact is, I happen to be very good with sick people. I was once a candy stripper.
It's okay, I didn't want my salad anyway.
I'm sorry.
Sucrete?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm still sucking on a Smith Brothers.
Well, good evening. No nuts. Of course, cash today. Tomorrow the price goes up. The Kimmel isn't getting any younger.
Well, $2,500 seems a little steep.
3,000. You ticked me off.
Now you're watching a real artist at work.
सवारी मारे भाया जयंती मारे भाया सवारी मारे भाया मोहरा दाड़ा खाना हो बायर चरणे मछली झुकाऊं 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 यह गलिए भया मन मेरी बोर छाया मधन्ने बिताऊं हरी यारी सवारी सवारी मारे भाया जयंती मारे भाया सवारी मारे भाया सारी लोक झुरर झंडा भायारो भड़कर देख सारी लोक झुरर झंडा भायारो भड़कर
you.